From a very young age, I loved the local church. I loved what God was doing in the local church, and I was always very plugged in. And I just remember being a young girl, seeing the worship leaders on the stage and just knowing that this is what God wanted me to do and this is what He's called me to do.
I attended Mississippi State for 3 years, and in my junior year, I was interning at a church where I helped out with a small group, and the topic of the conversation was purpose. And in the middle of me answering a question that one of my students asked, I just felt God arrest my heart, and that was the first time I ever felt that like my purpose wasn't Mississippi State anymore. My purpose was to serve in ministry full time.
I found out about Highlands College through Motion Conference. There was just a promotional video that they were playing like pre-service, and I saw it, and there was a clip of someone that popped up, and in that moment, it's so crazy to say it now, but I heard the voice of God say, "That's gonna be you." And then at the same moment, completely unprompted, my youth pastor who was sitting beside me elbowed me and he said, "Hey, that's gonna be you." And from that moment on, like I never really turned back, never really considered anything other than Highlands College.
Getting a scholarship here at Highlands College has genuinely changed my life. I remember applying to Highlands College. I didn't know how I was gonna pay. I didn't know how I was gonna financially be stable here at Highlands College. And I remember when I got the email that I had received a scholarship, I ran into my parents' room and I was so excited because in that moment I knew that this is exactly where God had called me to be.
When I received the full-ride scholarship to Highlands College, that was truly God's provision and God's way of making a way in the wilderness, because without that scholarship, I really wouldn't have experienced the two most formative years of my life. And so for that moment was not just assurance and provision for me, but for my family as well, because that showed them that this is what God had for me and that His plans are completely unstoppable.
I think the education that I received at Highlands College is unique in the fact that it's intentional. From the professors are intentional in investing in their students, to the material that you learn is also like intentional, and it's manufactured for those who are called to do ministry in some form or facet.
I'm truly so excited to graduate in May and to step into full-time ministry and to step in to all that God has for me. These 2 years I've learned hands-on ministry that I will use for the rest of my life, and I love the verse at this school, Luke 10:2. It talks about how the harvest is plentiful but the workers are few. And it's so cool to think that we are the laborers and the workers who are going to be sent out into the harvest field and really fulfill the call that God has on our lives.
Without a doubt, nothing formed me more in Highlands College than the hands-on ministry training I got at my campus. So now I have the honor and truly the privilege of serving as the youth director at Soma Church in Hickory, North Carolina, really getting to do there exactly what I've done here and really see a generation changed and flipped upside down by the gospel.
If someone's deciding that they want to go into full-time ministry and they want to make an eternal impact on the world, I say Highlands College is the best place to go.